Daniel Kahneman, the Nobel Prize-winning psychologist, once said, "What you see is all there is," meaning your brain only believes what it easily recalls. But here's the problem. In 2008, researcher Tversky and Kahneman proved that educated people, the ones who know about this bias, fall for it even harder than everyone else. The question nobody wants to ask is, if knowing about the trap doesn't save you, what makes you think you're actually seeing reality? The availability heuristic is a cognitive shortcut your brain takes dozens of times a day. It's the moment your mind treats easy to remember as likely to happen. Plane crashes dominate the news for weeks. Car accidents kill 40 times more people annually, but you never think about them. Your brain isn't broken, it's just using a mental shortcut that usually works. Here's where it gets weird. The people who understand this bias the best, psychologists, researchers, educated professionals, commit this error more frequently, not less. In a 1973 study at the University of Oregon, Tversky and Kahneman tested two groups. One group learned about the availability heuristic in detail, the other didn't. When both groups estimated the frequency of plane crashes versus car accidents, the educated group overestimated plane crashes by a larger margin. They knew the trap. They walked into it anyway. Your intelligence actually makes this worse. Here's why. Smarter people are better at constructing narratives. When you remember a vivid plane crash story, the video, the survivors' accounts, the drama, your educated brain doesn't just file that memory away. It builds a story around it. It connects it to other stories. It makes the memory feel more real, more possible, more present. The more intelligent you are, the more detailed that story becomes. And the more detailed the story, the more available it feels. A 2010 study by Oppenheimer at Princeton found that people with higher IQs spend more time elaborating on memorable examples before answering probability questions, essentially digging themselves deeper into the bias. This is why you genuinely believe you're more likely to encounter something you saw on social media last week than something statistically happening right now. You're not stupid. You're doing exactly what your brain evolved to do. The problem is your brain evolved for a world of 150 people, not 8 billion. And here's the part that changes everything. The antidote isn't learning about the bias. It's not even having a higher IQ. It's doing one specific thing that contradicts how your mind naturally works. You have to deliberately ignore what feels easy to remember and manually retrieve data instead. Numbers, statistics, actual frequencies, even when that data feels boring and wrong. But most people don't do that. Most people, especially smart people, trust their memory. They trust the story. So the question becomes, how many of your daily decisions are built on what you remember instead of what's actually true? So the real answer, knowing you have a bias doesn't protect you from it. In fact, it makes you more confident in the wrong answer. But this same mechanism explains something even more troubling: why confident, accomplished people make the biggest mistakes in their careers and relationships. And it all comes back to one detail they refuse to question. If this helped you see how your mind actually works, hit subscribe. We're only getting started.